Hello Aries, what's going on? I hope you're super well. My name is Madam Butterfly, for those of you that don't know me, and you are most welcome here, most welcome here. It's, you know, such a pleasure to be able to do the channel, and I really appreciate you guys taking the time to click on the reading, you know, new or like, you know, familiar. We're going to do a general reading, Aries, just going to see what comes out, because I, you know, have all these cards and I never get to play with them, so we're going to do a general reading here. I just want to say as well, you know, if you feel like the reading resonates with you and you feel like liking and subscribing for me, you know, I'd appreciate that very much, Aries. Okay, I'm just going to start again. So, Spirit, what message do you have for Aries, please? Quite a lot of cards here, Aries, but we're going to take them all. So this is, yeah, you have a fairly important part to play as a leader, because obviously, Aries, you are the leaders of the zodiac, right? You're the first sign, you're a fire sign, you're the leaders. It looks like it's time for you now to be playing a certain part. You have the guinea pig at the bottom of the deck. Do your part to illuminate the universe. Isn't he cute? You can also look up the meaning. These are animal cards, so you can also look up the meaning of the cards as well if you feel like particularly drawn to a certain animal. So you seem to have a particular job in doing something to help illuminate the universe here, because obviously, you know, we're moving into the 4th dimension. It's a very important time to wake up as many people as possible, and it looks like that is part of your job. You have the hedgehog here. The hedgehog, the shark, the kangaroo, and the guinea pig all have like a little light. They're all like lit up. So you're obviously supposed to be a guiding light. You have hedgehog, be a magnet for light, love, and joy. Archangel Gabriel. So Archangel Gabriel also talks about the throat chakra. He talks about speaking. So you may well have some kind of something where you're communicating and bringing light, love, and joy to people. You have the llama here, set clear boundaries and enforce them. So you've been learning over the years, because the thing a lot of people don't know about Aries is you're kind of like Virgo, like because you're a leader, you tend to do a lot of things for other people. That's what I mean in the way that you're like Virgo. You tend to do a lot of stuff for other people because you are the leaders and you are so naturally good at a lot of things, because you kind of make yourself learn, right? So I feel like you end up doing a lot of things for people just because that's kind of your nature. But you know, you've been learning about setting boundaries and enforcing them. You know, you can still be a light for other people, you can still be a leader and show people like the way, but you know, with boundaries, right? So you're not getting taken advantage of, so you're not working yourself into the ground for other people, you know. You have the shark here, lead as a powerful, peaceful warrior. See, again, another card about kind of being a light, being a powerful, peaceful leader. You know, because obviously with the shark here, you know, cake and scratch, right? The shark, and also with the hedgehog, right? Both of these are kind of prickly animals, right? The hedgehog is like literally prickly, right? Like if you get too close or you fuck with them too much, like they're gonna, you know, do their little ball thing, and like then they're not so fucking cuddly. Do you know what I mean? And the shark, obviously, you know, most of the time they just kind of float around in the ocean and they don't really do a lot of harm, but obviously they can be very, very dangerous, right? So, you know, with you, Aries, like kick and scratch, right? But it's time now for you to kind of channel that power and that energy into the right formats, like channel it into the right way. Like instead of being angry with people, like for maybe not living up to your expectations or not being as good, or, you know, as not being as capable as you, you know, people are they're just working at the consciousness that they're able to, right? Like, you know, and you're going to find that most people can't live up to your standards, Aries. That's just something that you're going to have to accept, basically. Kind of like Virgo, you know, you're going to have to just accept a lot of people can't live up to that standard, right? But you can still be like a powerful, peaceful warrior. But when it comes to like, you know, maybe standing up against, you know, maybe some, you know, like standing up for the underdog, right? So like fighting for the little people, or like fighting, you know, I don't know, the bigger corporations or something like that, right? Like, you know, that's what you can use your teeth and your prickliness for. And you have the kangaroo here as well, be a force for good. See, his little heart's lit up too. So it's like you're a beacon. I see you really, like, you have a very important job in making sure the universe gets to, you know, ascends, basically, making sure planet Earth ascends and all us little humans, you know, ascend. Right. What else for Aries, please? You have the root chakra. Okay. And you have the Six of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So healing begins. So also see how she's looking through the curtain here in this deck. Because, you know, in the Rider-Waite deck, it's the little people in the boat, you know, sailing off into the sunset kind of thing, and it's supposed to represent sort of sailing, you know, coming from a period of like crisis or like chaos. And I feel like that's been in your head, right? Because you've always had to, because you're the leader, you've always kind of had to be the warrior. But I feel like now you're moving into a position where you're like, wait a minute, I don't have to be the warrior all the time. Like, I feel like things are moving into a much kind of smoother time where there's going to be like less troubles. And also I feel like your brain and your way of thinking about things is going to be a lot clearer, and it's going to open a door for you. Like, there's something here, see, again, she's lit up. There's something here about you being a light for your community, for your family, for your friends, and, you know, therefore for humanity, right? Because I like this quote that I've got up today, because that's how great things are done. You know, because when you're sitting looking at like a huge problem, you're like, oh my god, like, I can't fix this. Like, the world can't be fixed, blah, blah, blah. But the world will be fixed by like little things, by like people like you, Aries, you know, leading the way for other people. Because you don't get, it's not that you don't get as scared as other people, it's just that you deal with it a lot better, because Aries are so brave. And because you are the leaders, right? You are the warriors. But it's like, you're looking through the veil. It's like you can see things as they really are now. Now, whether that means your psychic gifts are about to awaken, probably. But it's like you're seeing things a lot more clearly than you were before. Also, I really feel like you're coming into your own. Like, you're really stepping into like your own authority. Because maybe before, you had a lot of anger and you may not have even been sure where it came from, or like a lot of frustration or something, but I feel like you're really releasing that. Maybe you had a lot of chaos, like maybe you had a lot of things to be angry about in your past, but I feel like you're kind of letting it go, and it's helping you like move into this kind of leadership role. You have the base chakra here, so this is the root chakra. So this is about grounding, especially because it's come out under this boundaries card. You know, make sure you're grounding your energy, because you're a fire sign. It's easy to always kind of get caught up in like, what's going to happen next? What am I going to do next? Where am I going? I need to make a plan. Like, this is boring. I'm stuck here. But you're not, right? Because one of the you know, major lessons about being here is like to learn to live in the moment, because there is only the present moment, right? The future and the past, these are illusions. There is only the present moment, okay? But also with the root chakra, when you're not grounded, like when because this is the base, the root chakra is the bottom chakra, so it's kind of like, it's like your stability, right? So if you're not grounded, it makes it very difficult for you to kind of know your own boundaries, to know your own self, to know what you will and will not accept. So, you know, maybe some meditation. I know not everybody is into the whole sitting, you know, like this for 20 minutes at a time, but you know, you could start with 5 minutes, or even like, you know, just little things like turning off the screen time, or like going for a walk, you know, anything you can kind of squeeze in, reading a book instead of watching the TV or something, anything you can do to kind of ground yourself will make your brain a lot more clear. And in that way, you'll start to see, I just think you're seeing things a lot more clearly. And one of those things is going to be about having boundaries. You also have the Ace of Swords here, so there's some kind of breakthrough. It's a breakthrough in consciousness is what I want to say. I mean, there's obviously a breakthrough in the mind with the Ace of Swords. There's some kind of clarity coming through. But I think you're about to, this is happening now, or it's going to happen very soon. You're really stepping in to your leadership role. Like, you're going to understand that this is the reason that you are here. I just think you're really going to start seeing things a lot more clearly. You have the Magician here, manifest. You're very, very strong. You have a lot of good ideas. You have a lot of forethought, foresight for the future. You're very, very clever. And it's time now. I feel like you're going to be the leader of some kind of community or something. Like, there's some kind of, it's like you've gathered all the information, like all the lessons that you needed, all the knowledge that you needed, and now it's like time to create something. And I do feel for some of you, it's some kind of community. Like, whether you're gonna, I don't know, maybe you're gonna start like a community garden or something, or like you're gonna start some kind of group, or start attending some kind of group, and you might find quickly that you become the leader. It could be in your job, you become some kind of leadership role or something. And you have the fortune, the fate card here, flow. So I just feel like you're really stepping into what you're supposed to be, like this leadership role, like some kind of like, I feel like you're going to become involved in your community in some way, like with a group of people, or even like maybe it's online, like you start a YouTube channel, or like you suddenly get really, like on Twitter, like you get a lot of followers. Because you've had all this energy for so many years, and it's almost like because you didn't know what to do with the energy, sometimes it made you angry and frustrated because it's not been channeled in the right place, because you've not been grounded. And I'm not judging you, I have to work really hard to ground myself too. I'm an air sign. That's why I know lots of little tricks to do it, because I've had to do it, I've had to work really hard. But when your energy is not grounded, it's like you have all this kind of energy flowing through, especially if your crown chakra is open, because it kind of goes in a circle. That's how I see it anyway. Like, it comes in the crown, you know, and then like it really needs a flow, right? So it's supposed to kind of come in from the root chakra, go up, go out through the crown, and then kind of come back round, right? That's how I see it anyway. I'll go up to the heaven and then come back round. But like, if it can't kind of get, if there's no release in the root chakra, like if the energy is not grounded, it's just going to be very scattered. So you might be feeling like, oh, I always feel like I'm always stuck in second gear. You know, but I feel like it's going to be a lot more grounded, and you're going to be able to see what you need to do with this energy, and there's just not going to be that anger anymore, or the frustration. And it could be frustration with yourself, frustration with other people. What else for Aries, please? I'm not sure that's the right card. Let's do it again. I feel like I just dropped that one. There we go. So you have forgive, and you have stars, another card about manifestation. And at the bottom of the deck, you have, in fact, we're going to take that one. You have thorns. Weave together the crown that you deserve. And I'm just going to quickly read the book for that one. And you know, this might be a long reading. Some people complain that the readings are too long, but if you don't have a great attention span, you know, you don't have to watch it all at once, right? You can like put it in your watch later and come back and watch it in little bits. You have Thorns. This right here is the ultimate card of celebration, not just of yourself, but of those around you. When you're done putting on your crown each and every morning, go and help someone else put on theirs. You have so much love and wisdom to spread, so don't waste it. Self-love is essential, but community is important too. Yeah, I really feel like you're about to do something in the community, whatever that means for you. Because obviously it's going to be different for different people. Like maybe you're going to get involved at your kid's school or something. I will pray for you if that's the case. But you have number 10, forgive. Also number 10 in the tarot is about, well, you know, I'm not sure about numerology overall, but it might be. But in the tarot, number 10 is about endings. You've been holding a grudge against somebody in your life. Maybe it's a loved one or maybe it's yourself. This isn't a card telling you that you must learn to practice forgiveness. No, forgive them on your own terms if and when you feel ready to do so. This is simply a nudge for you to consider whether that time is the present. Don't let forgiveness feel like an obligation, but like a shiny red hope that gets you through your sleepless late nights. So, I don't know, there is... maybe it's not a specific person, maybe it's just kind of the world in general you've been feeling kind of angry at, but I feel like it's all this pent-up energy that you've had that's had nowhere to go because it's not been grounded. But now that you see your purpose, you're going to feel a lot better, like a lot more like, oh, you know, people are just the way that they are. I know they're not really, you know, they're just working from the level of consciousness that they're able to, right? Like you can't really blame them, you know, and I know they're not really attacking me, and I know it's not really about me, and like, you know, it can be one of those things where you have a person or some people where you know it's a toxic situation, you know you can't have them in your life, but you forgive them, right? It's like that thing of like, okay, so I forgive you for being who you are, and I forgive you for what happened, but I still don't want you in my life. You know, because sometimes you're just enabling them, right? Sometimes like when you have two people, it's like the dynamic never really changes, you know, as long as you're together. But when you're separate, the dynamic will change. Both people can change when you're separate, but sometimes being together, it's just not going to work, right? And that could be friends, family, a co-worker. And you also have stars. You can manifest your every wish. So you're definitely manifesting something at the moment, and I feel like it's something that's really going to help humanity. So I don't know if that's an idea that you have, or like I said, something to do with working with other people. That's coming through very strongly. But this is also a number 5 card, so change is coming. And I'm going to pull one of these guys. This is the Mystic Martian deck. I will try and list all the cards in the description box, because I know when you're watching a reading you're like, bitch, what deck is that? And you can't find it. But this is the Mystic Martian deck. I don't know which one that was. We're going to reshuffle. Okay, what else for Aries, please? Yeah, we're going to take that one. You have the Blue Avians, Philosophy, Releasing Karma, Mysticism. So for some of you, this could be your starseed origin. I would say probably not for all of you, right? But you might have some connection with the Blue Avian. So you have Philosophy, Releasing Karma, Mysticism. I'm not going to read out the whole thing because it's super long, and I'm not going to read out the bit about the Blue Avians, but you can look them up if you want to, you know. So the card meaning inner work, philosophy, esoteric knowledge. Yeah, see, I feel like you're gaining knowledge. It's like, I don't know if you're having dreams. I would keep a dream diary, Aries, because you might be getting something about your life purpose. I feel like this is to do with your life purpose. And I feel like it's something to do with leadership. And I think it's probably coming through your dreams at night, or like they're just giving you ideas. There's going to be something or a few things that you're particularly drawn to, even if it's something small. Like I'm saying, like being on the PTA, or not that that's small, but you know, maybe participating in a community garden or like a community drama show or something. You're going to get involved in something, and it's going to turn into, like I keep saying, stepping into leadership. And it's because you have some kind of knowledge. Like you have the right knowledge now. Like you're the magician. You know, you're the person. It's like you have this this esoteric knowledge you've been given, and now you're sharing it with others, or you're putting it to use on earth. Releasing karma as well, so you know, healing begins here as well. 6 of Swords, like moving away from chaos, conflict. So there could be some kind of situation that you've moved away from, right? Like family, friends, work, or it could be that you're just releasing a lot of this anger or frustration, because you may have even brought it in from a past life. If you can't identify the reason you have it in this life, it could be from a past life. Mysticism, ascension, yeah, you're ascending. Divine masculine, so those of you who are the divine masculine, looks like you're stepping into that role. Self-discovery, scholar, intellect, study, education, diplomatic, science. So maybe some of you are going to be educators, you know, like literally in the education system. I get one more from this deck, but there's something here. It's kind of diplomacy. It's like learning diplomacy, like learning not to be so angry. And it's not even learning it, it's just going to come naturally. You're just going to feel a lot calmer. Yeah. You have the water element, reflection, kindness, compassion. So you're going to really be tapping a lot more into your emotions, like rather than being always from that place of fire. You know, I feel like you're learning to kind of be a lot more calm, you know, like a lot more self-reflection, like less going and more kind of reflecting, like staying where you are and reflecting, but still getting a lot of stuff done. You're obviously still achieving something really important here, but you're going to be very, very relaxed and kind of go with the flow. You may have some water sign in your life that you are having to release a lot of karma from. You know, like maybe your mum or something is a water sign and you have some karma you need to release. You have something, maybe you're forgiving her or something like that, or like an ex-husband or an ex-wife or something. But yeah, I feel like it's just very calm. You're just not as angry as you used to be, or like you don't get as frustrated with people as you used to be, and it's just giving you a lot more room in your brain and room in your soul to grow and think about what you really want and think about what you should be doing. And that's what's leading you to this leadership capacity. King of Pentacles. Your plans are working out very well. Professional and financial success, using resources wisely. So you're definitely a leader. Successful, stable, accomplished, powerful. That's powerful twice. It's 2 cards. The Shark says powerful, and the King of Pentacles says powerful. Could be something to do with science, because the King of Pentacles is about science. Sorry, Aries, my camera cut out. The blue avians are about science as well. So some of you might have some kind of idea, like, about science. Like maybe you're about to get into it, or you're about to invent something or create something. You know, what with all this like energy stuff going on at the moment, maybe you're going to find like ways to cut down on energy in the house, or like make renewable energy or something like that. You're going to be very accomplished though. Like a leader. The King of Pentacles is he's not like I feel like you're almost going to be not behind the scenes, but I feel like, you know, like a teacher, where it's like you teach people how to do things and then send them off to do it on their own, because that's what the best teachers do, right? They don't stand over the child watching them do it, right? They just give them all the instructions, all the information, and then send them on their way, let them make their own mistakes, let them do, you know, I feel like it's that's what you're doing. Could also be some money involved here, Aries, because that King of Pentacles is usually very stable. You could be like making your own business or something. King of Pentacles is an entrepreneur. Also, he's a very protective energy. I feel like there's something here about you kind of sticking up for the underdogs in some way, because that's what you should be doing, because you're quite fierce. You know, people you don't fuck with an Aries, you know what I mean? Because Aries, you know, they're not going to look for a fight, but they're not going to back down, you know? So I feel like it's like this channeled, like the anger and the frustration, if that's what you had, or, you know, it's being channeled into like fighting for the underdogs. Like a very protective energy. Like you're protecting other people, or you're maybe it's like animals, maybe you're doing something with animals where you're going to protect them, or children. The Three of Cups. This is something to do with the community. Because it's the Three of Cups here. That's about community, it's about family, it's about friends. For some of you, there could be something to do with a water sign. Like you're gonna be doing something with a water sign. But it's gonna make you very happy. Like whatever this is you're doing, whoever you're working with, whatever this community is, it's gonna make you very happy. I'm gonna go into a different deck. I feel like we've had enough from that deck. Okay, we're gonna get one of these guys. Okay, what else for Aries, please? You are experiencing enormous change right now, which brings great blessings. More water. You have a lot of water in this reading. It makes me think that you're really tapping into your emotions. Like, I'm not saying that you're not kind and compassionate, obviously you are, but I just feel like you're coming from a place now of, like, maybe you found it difficult to work with people before, like groups of people, or you didn't want to get involved in the community before because you had some kind of social anxiety around it, possibly, or you just get angry with people, because sometimes they can do that, like, you know, when you're getting involved with people, you know, maybe they'll say something kind of rude and you're like, what the hell, like, why do I even bother trying with these people? And then you just kind of cut ties, right? But I feel like you're going to be coming from a place of, like, really very ascended thinking, where it's like you're able to rise above, like, this, you know, little high school bullshit, like where you get like dominant alpha female or dominant alpha male, or like, you know, somebody one-upping you, or, you know, this stupid shit. I feel like you're coming from a place now where you're like, it doesn't matter. Like, that doesn't matter, because I feel very strong within myself, and I understand that when you're doing that, it's coming from a place of like a lack of ascended consciousness, and I still want to help you. That's what I'm getting here. That's what I mean by, like, you're going to be even more compassionate and more kind than you were before, you know, because when somebody says something rude, you're going to go to, instead of being angry and firing back, you know, you'll still stand up for yourself and be like, look, I don't think that's appropriate that you said that to me, but you won't be angry, right? Because you're going to come from a place of like, I don't agree with what you said, but I understand that you're doing the best you can from your place of What else for Aries, please? Meditate on your decision and the right answer will come to you. Trust it. See, again, look, there's a lighthouse there. You're being a light for other people. You're like a light. And you know, the thing is, you're going to have to be quite strong to do it. Because when you are a light for other people, they're saying you're going to attract other people who are of the light, but you're also going to attract people who are quite dark, right? So this is why you've been sort of training to get into this place where you're not as reactionary as you used to be. And I think meditation has helped with that, or it will help with that. And like I said, it doesn't always have to be, I mean, it's better if you can sit for like 20 minutes, half an hour, but that's a lot to start off with. Like if you can sit for 5 minutes, even if you can go for a walk, or like, you know, read a book instead of watching TV or something like that. Anything that kind of empties the mind, you know, to get rid of all those, because the thing is, this is often why you can't sleep. Like, because I used to watch a lot of TV, and like I was always on the laptop, and then when I tried to go to bed, my brain was just like, all the thoughts that I had blocked out during the day just kind of came together, and then I couldn't sleep, right? But like, if you're making time during the day to empty your brain of like the irrelevant thoughts, you know, like all the stupid little things that you worry about during the day, then it makes space for you to actually see clearly the important thoughts, you know? Because I feel like when you're meditating, some of you might be trying to make some kind of decision, but they're saying the information that you seek is going to come to you when you're meditating. And like I said, that could be going for a walk, even exercising, right? Because, you know, exercising is hard. So it's pretty difficult to think about anything else when you're doing those stomach crunches or whatever, right? Or it is for me anyway. But that's because I'm not fit. I'm getting better though. Okay, what else for Aries, please? Victim. Okay. So this is the heart chakra. I'm going to look up this card because oh shit, the cards are falling down. Hold on a second, Aries. Hello. This card also fell out as well, so we're going to take that too. So you have victim. To grow into a tree, a planted acorn must be fully brown. A green acorn is an indication that you may need grounding and a more solid plan to achieve what you truly desire. Are you trying to create something before you are ready to do so? The green acorn. I am not a victim. I choose to do what I am doing. The green acorn indicates that being in denial may be holding you back. To move forward, you must make an honest assessment of your situation. How are my actions connected to my inability to create breakthroughs? Am I willing to make new choices in order to grow? Feeling blocked, blaming others, past resentment, deluding yourself, potential for greatness, growth, breakthrough, empowerment. So I feel like this one is about, I don't feel like you've been in victim mentality. I feel like you've been feeling kind of blocked, but there may have been something about kind of blaming others. But again, I feel like that not that it was justified, but I feel like maybe because you didn't have the boundaries in place before, like people may well have kind of taken advantage of you, right? Like you may well have felt, because you had to look after lots of other people, like you were kind of, they were holding you back, right? May have been something you're like, you may have, there's some kind of past resentment here that you're letting go of, is what I want to say. And they're also saying like you have so much potential for greatness here, and you're coming through, there's a breakthrough here, and you're about to, like you're stepping into empowerment. And also a little bit of grounding. You know, I think that card is also about grounding yourself as well. And some of you also, you may be getting involved in like gardening, or like a community garden or something, or like planting things in your house, like maybe growing, I don't know, house plants, or like growing strawberries or something in the house. Because I feel like you're the dragon in this card. See, I feel like you're like this kind of almost like a teacher, like a mother figure. See how the squirrel's got his little nut? I feel like it's like you're kind of the one that taught the squirrel how to go get the nut, right? And you may be, there may be some people, see, you may be dealing with someone who has a bit of a victim mentality. I feel like this is not you. I feel like you're the dragon. And again, the heart chakra is about compassion and love for other people. So there may be, because look, she's stuck. The little acorn is stuck, right? 'Cause she doesn't have any legs, and like, she's not really trying to get up. So I feel like you may be involved in like helping people that can't help themselves, or they feel like they can't help themselves. Like, because not everybody has that spark that you have, Aries, like that go get them, like driven quality. Not everybody has that. Or at least they don't know that they have it. I feel like you're going to show people that they do have it. Like, you're going to be this light, this beacon for other people. Like, you're going to help them get off their little buns and like actually do things for themselves. You know, you're not going to be, I mean, you may be a figurehead, but I feel like you're going to be more, like I was saying, like a teacher. Like, you're going to show them how and then send them off to do it themselves, you know. Because this may be, you may have like one person in your life who kind of always acts like the victim or something, and you're kind of teaching them how to stand on their own 2 feet. I feel like you're moving into a teacher role, and it goes very well with this card as well, impartiality. I'm going to read this one out too, because the book explains it better than I can. Yeah, this is not a time to personally shine, but to allow others to come forth with their gifts. You may find yourself in the role of neutral advisor. Hold the space for others to find their own answers. Advice may not be well received. Be unbiased now. See, that's again what I was saying before. When you are like the lighthouse, like the beacon of light, you're also going to attract people who hold quite a lot of darkness, right? And the people who hold the darkness, they're not always like, they don't always want your help, right? They do, but they don't, right? So like, they're going to come towards you looking for your light, right? But maybe they're going to say mean things to you, or maybe they're going to try and undermine you or one up you, right? But their subconscious wants to be with you. Their ego doesn't, but their subconscious wants to be with you. So I feel like maybe before in that situation you would have reacted and been like, well, just fuck off then. You know, who the hell do you think you are coming over here and like insulting me? Get out of here. But I feel like because you understand that they're coming from like a place of like lack of ascension, like lack of developed consciousness, in that like in being conscious of their own actions is what I'm trying to say, you're going to be a lot more compassionate with them. You know what I mean? But still hold your grip, you know, still be like, look, it's not appropriate for you to talk to me like that, but you're going to still allow them into your space, right? As a teacher, right? Because like, you know, if you're a teacher, you can't just refuse to teach some of the class because they're a pain. That would be nice, but you can't do that, right? You know, you have to try and reason with them, blah, 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 right? So I feel like that's the role that you're going to be in. I quietly listen, allowing you to color your own palette. Yeah, uplifted communication, standing in another's shoes, open-minded fairness. So I feel like you're coming, yeah, like I said, like a teacher, right? Where you're sort of, instead of kind of getting angry with people, you're starting to understand, like trying to put yourself in their place and understanding where they're coming from. And it's just allowing you to release a lot of stuff from your past. So I feel like you're going to be very calm, very balanced. More fruit as well. Some of you might be getting into like gardening. But I feel like you're going to be very balanced. Hydration as well. Some of you may need to be drinking more water, Aries. But again, that's more This is another gardening card. I feel like some of you are going to be, and it's another water card. There's like a cleansing. It's like you've been cleansed of all your anger or all your frustration, and now you're just kind of, you're just a lot. I feel like you're the most chill that you've ever been. And you know what that is, Aries? That is ascension. That is unconditional love talking. You have rejuvenate. That's interesting. It's come out underneath this community section. Some of you are going to be like, you're going to be rejuvenating something. Like, it's like you hold the light for other people. Like you hold, it's like you're like a model for other people, you know, people who are maybe depressed, or people who tend to kind of get themselves like all lost in that victim mentality where they're like, oh, I can't do this, like everything always goes wrong for me, what's the point? But you're going to be there shining your light, you know, and because you're a lot more like compassionate and calm now, I feel like you're a lot more accessible to people, so there's going to be more people coming towards you looking for guidance. Like you might end up being a counselor, you know, that might be something that you're doing, or you might end up, like I said, you might start a YouTube channel, or like become a life coach or something. You're gonna, and it could even be, like I was saying, like it could be a garden, you know, you might get like a community garden going and like rejuvenate the community or something. There's something about rejuvenating people or a community, and it's going to make you feel good, because I feel like this is your life purpose, and you may have felt kind of empty up until this point, like you didn't know what your life purpose was, like you were just, you know, you may have felt like you found your life purpose, but it still wasn't quite fulfilling you. But soon it's going to start fulfilling you, and I feel like it's when you start giving back to other people, like working with other people, that's when you're going to feel fulfilled. And I feel like you've avoided that. I feel like you don't like working with other people because they can be rude, right? They can be assholes. But you know, often you'll find, Aries, like people didn't mean to say, they say things they don't mean, like it just came out in a shitty way, you know, or they were having a bad day or something. And I know that's not an excuse, but people are not perfect, right? We're all just doing the best we can, right? And you have destiny here. There's something, you are supposed to be like a protector of the weak. Like you're supposed to be, because you have that fire, that bravery. Like you're supposed to be powerful and protective of other people, but also peaceful, you know? But someone that people definitely wouldn't fuck with. And it may not be clear. See how that forest is not, it's not clear, right? And it's very similar to this card. It's like you've only just started seeing through the veil, or like you've only just, it's like you've been given a glimpse into what you're supposed to be doing, but you're still not entirely sure. Like maybe in your head, or someone said to you, like, you know, you would be really good at like counseling, or you would be a really good teacher, or you would be a really good life coach, or like something. You've been given some kind of glimpse into like this new path, but it's still not quite clear. Yeah, you're gonna have a lot more strength as well, and it comes from grounding yourself. It also comes, there's a few things here. Because you're enforcing boundaries with people, you're going to be a lot more able to interact with them, because I feel like you haven't been interacting with people because, or as much as you should, or you haven't been stepping into leadership roles as much as you should, because you find it difficult to enforce boundaries with people, like saying no, like I'm not doing that, or like don't talk to me like that, or something like this. But because you're kind of grounding yourself, and you're actually dealing with these emotions, because it's not all coming from like I'm saying earlier, it's not all coming from fire. There's like a lot of water, like emotions and flowing and peace involved now. It's like a different kind of strength. Because before, people wouldn't mess with you because you had all that fire and the anger and the passion, right? You know, but this is a different kind of strength. This is like an unshakable strength. This is a strength because it's actually not great, and I'm not slagging you off. I have Aries in my chart, so I know I'm like this too, but you know, when you have the capacity for self-control and to not get angry, it makes you so much stronger, right? Because people can't get a reaction out of you. You know what I mean? And you're also, your head is a lot clearer, and like you can be a lot more compassionate with people, you know? I hope I explained that right. Hopefully you know what I mean. You have vulnerability, yeah. That's exactly what I was trying to say. Thank you, Spirit. Only the brave and open-hearted dare to allow themselves to be vulnerable, for it requires courage to take down all walls and expose your humanness. Your angel guidance is to become aware of your defense mechanisms which keep you separate from others. Ask your angels to help you dissolve your masks and barriers so that your fragile, true self can emerge like a butterfly from its cocoon. The reward is freedom, love, and a sense of inner safety. So dare to be vulnerable and open. Affirmation, vulnerability is my strength. Because I do think, like before, you know, you would just be super defensive with people. Like if they said something rude to you, you would just be like, fuck you, like, and kind of go off on one, or just completely remove yourself from the situation. But I feel like now it's going to be more of a case of like tapping into your emotions and like actually having a conversation with the person and be like, look, I don't really understand where you're coming from. That was really rude. I really feel like, you know, it was completely unnecessary. I want to work with you. We can't do that if you're going to be like that, you know? And I think maybe because you've had some bad experiences in the past, like, yeah, you've been reluctant to work with people or to like get involved in the community because you're expecting the worst from people. But now, because you're setting boundaries and you're grounding your energy and you are tapping into this like feelings and water and emotions, like I said, it's making you much stronger. Because this is very true. You know, it's kind of easy to be defensive and scream at people and keep them away, but it's much more brave, it's much braver, you know, to actually be vulnerable with other human beings, you know, because sometimes, like, you know, like, I don't know if you've ever worked with, it's kind of a sensitive subject, but I don't know if you've ever worked with, like, you know, a kind of difficult child or something like that. At the start, difficult, I mean from like a difficult background, like at the start, they're very defensive. And, you know, adults are like that too, right? At the start, they're very defensive. But then if you're very open with them and vulnerable with them, eventually, you know, they'll start being open and vulnerable with you. Whereas if you know, if they swear at you and you get angry with them, it's never gonna, you know, nothing's ever gonna change, right? So I feel like that's where you're at, Aries, and I feel like that is the end of your reading. So I'm gonna leave it there. In fact, I'm gonna get one more from this deck. I just know it's going to fall on top of my other cards and mess it all up. I'm going to do it behind, I'm going to do it in my lap. Okay, what else for Aries, please? Anything else for Aries? Split the deck. And you have Peach. Inhale a breath of life. So this is about meditation and dealing with your breath, you know, because that is the key. Like when, you know, because that's the whole thing about meditation, is like becoming aware of your breath. Because half the time, I don't know about you guys, but I actually find half the time I'm holding my breath and I don't realize it, right? Or like my breath is very shallow or something. But you know, with the Peach card, they might be saying to you, like, make sure you're working on your breathing, because that's going to really help you. Like if you're someone that struggles with meditation, the way that I do, you know, even sitting for 30 seconds and focusing on your breath can really, really calm you down. You know, like, I don't know, when someone pisses you off, you know how they say count to 10? Like, if you just sit for like a few seconds and take a deep breath, you know, like when you're dealing with like, you know, a child that's like screaming at you or something, like, you know, you have to take a breath and like calm down, right? 'Cause you can't scream at a child. Yeah, like with adults, you know, maybe before responding, like take a breath and, you know, but just generally like deep breathing will help a lot. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there, Aries. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it and it resonated, don't forget to like and subscribe for me if you feel like doing that. And many, many blessings, Aries. Love and light.